Hi everyone. Welcome to the first AMA session of ULIP Logixtics Hackathon 2.0. I am Shweta and I'll be your host for today. So, let me just quickly present my screen and we'll get started. So, I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Yes. Great. So first, let's start with to set up the agenda of what all we are going to discuss today. So first, we'll start about the overview of the overall hackathon. Then we'll move on to timeline. Then we'll talk about what are the certain rewards or benefits that are there for our participants as well as for our top teams. Then we'll talk about the problem statements, more about what is NLDS, what is ULIP, and how they are contributing to revolutionize the logistics sector of India. So this is our whole agenda for today's session. So let's get started. Great. So to first give you an overview of what this hackathon is about. So after the success of first edition of ULIP Logixtics Hackathon in 2022, NLDS is back with another edition, Hackathon 2.0, in collaboration with NITI Aayog, Atal Innovation Mission, and Startup India. And the main objective of this hackathon is to invite the innovators from across India to address the pressing challenges faced by the logistics sector by fostering innovation and creativity. And to talk about the target audience and inclusivity, then this hackathon is open to everyone, whether you are a student, a professional, a startup, or maybe a freelancer as well. You can participate and develop the groundbreaking solutions that can truly innovate the logistics sector of India. So, as long as you are aspiring to do something in the logistics sector or to contribute in one way or other, this hackathon is the perfect opportunity for you. Great. So now moving on to the timeline. So currently we are in the registration and idea submission phase. So in this phase, you only have three action items to perform. And number one is register yourself, for which we'll be, playing a video and taking you through the entire process of what all the fields are, how you have to register and everything. Then the second thing is, as soon as you register, you can form a team, and for that you can form a team of up to 4 members. So let's say I know some colleagues or my friends who I know that may be interested in participating this hackathon or maybe contribute in one or other way. I can invite them as well. And then the next thing is, you can attend these live sessions. We'll be having more sessions on problem statement explainer or maybe one or two more AMA sessions. Then you can attend these sessions, which will help you learn more about how to build your solution and which approach to take. And then the final thing is, you have to submit your idea before 25th of October. 25th of October is our idea submission as well as the registration deadline. So if you want to make sure that you do not miss out on this opportunity, you have to make sure that you register, form a team, and submit your idea before 25th of October. Now, next thing that you will observe here is, we will initially shortlist our top teams on 6th of November, and after that, the prototype development phase will start. In this phase, you can convert your idea into a MVP, a prototype, or maybe a full-fledged product as well. And for that, there will be some mentor-mentee connects from the NLDS team, so that they'll help you give certain feedback on how to improve your idea. So the prototype development phase will start from 9th of November and will end on 1st of December. So you have around 3 weeks to convert your idea into a working prototype. And then final submissions will be there on 1st of December. And we'll announce our final top 10 teams on 7th of December. And the grand finale will happen on 20th. So we have a long way to go. But currently, the one thing that you have to focus on as of right now is registering yourself and submitting your idea before 25th of October. Okay. Next is the rewards and benefits. So here the cash, we have a huge cash prize pool worth of rupees 20 lakhs, in which there are two categories. One is 5 lakhs will be given to one team who will have the most innovative solution across any of the problem statement or domain. And since there are 5 problem statements, so each winner in each category will get 3 lakhs each. So in this way, we have a cash prize pool total of 20 lakhs. Great. Now, if we talk more about the problem statements, so we will have an entire session especially for to help you guys know more about what solutions you can develop in which problem statement, what technology you can use, what are the certain use cases that exist, or maybe that you can get the inspiration from. But as of now, I'll quickly talk about the major five problem statements that are there in this hackathon. So first is sustainable logistics, where the main challenge that you have to solve is how can we leverage technology and innovation to transform the logistic industry into a more sustainable and environmentally responsible sector while minimizing the carbon footprint and preserving natural resources. So this is the first problem statement. Second is data driven optimization of logistics operation, where you have to focus on how can you leverage advanced data analytics and machine learning to optimize logistics operations, improve efficiency, and maybe enhance the overall decision making across the entire value chain. Then the next problem statement that we have is unified documentation and digital transformation. Here, the main challenge that we want the participants to focus upon is how you can develop and implement a secure, standardized, and interoperable digital identity system for entities involved in the logistics sector, and in a way enable seamless data exchange or traceability and maybe improved compliance. The next problem statement, the fourth one, talks about operational efficiency and optimization, which is how can we leverage advanced technologies, maybe AI, ML models, and data driven approaches to optimize logistics operation, reduce cost, enhance efficiency across the entire value chain system. And the last problem statement is tech driven logistics innovation, and that is which is a very open innovation kind of thing. That is how you can leverage any of the cutting edge technology that exists out there, maybe AI, ML, maybe blockchain or IoT, and can revolutionize the industry, logistics industry, and mainly around cost and improving efficiency and enhancing sustainability. So if you think about it, the fifth problem statement, which talks about tech driven logistics innovation, it is more or less of an open innovation thing where you can take the help of any cutting edge technology and can solve any of the pressing challenges that this industry face. Okay, so now this I'll play a video which will take you through the what the registration process look like. So once you click on this link, you will get redirected to the website here. This is the website of the hackathon. If you scroll through the website, you will find entire thing that you might have questions for. Why do you last hackathon winning team, then overview of ULIP, then the problem statements. If you click on the problem statements, you will get the more idea about what each problem statement is about. Then moving forward, the evaluation criteria, entire timeline, prices, jury, and as well as the FAQs. Now you can see in the right corner that here is a register now button. So if I click on the register now button, one second, I'll share my screen and show you what the entire process looked like. Great. So I hope my screen is visible. So once you click on the register now here that I talked about in the top right corner, you will get redirected to the platform where you will be asked to sign up on the platform. So here there are two things that you can do. One is you can just enter your email ID like I just did here, and then you click on login. As soon as you will click on login, you will get a notification that a OTP has been sent to the email ID that you have just entered in. So this is the one way you can wait for the OTP and then can enter the OTP. Or the second way that you can go to move forward with this step is you can see there are two icons. One is for the GitHub and second is for the Google. So some of you might not have a working GitHub account, but you might have a working Google account. So you can just click on the Google icon and you will get redirected to the registration page here. Now here there are multiple fields like name, email, WhatsApp number, any alternate number that you want to give, then country, state, city. So you have to fill all these fields one by one, like it is happening in the video. Date of birth, Then there are certain occupations, for example, college student, professional, startup, freelance. So here I selected freelance, and as soon as you click on the register now button, this is the team dashboard or the personalized dashboard for every participant that you will be redirected to. Now, what are the options that exist here on the team dashboard is great. So this is the team dashboard. Here, if you see in the roadmap section, entire process which is there and the entire next steps which exist in this hackathon, you will find it here. For example, since I have registered in this hackathon, it shows me that I am registered here. You are registered. Now, the next step that I have to perform is team formation. And for that, there is a continuous timeline that goes here. For example, 24 days are left, then 7 hours, 45 minutes, and then seconds. So the entire timer will be here to help you understand how many days are left for which of the step. So for team formation, team formation is the next step that I have to do. So then after that, the third step that I have to perform is submit my idea. So you can go to these specific section from the button that is given here or from here. So once I have clicked on the team management, I can here form a team. For example, I have written the name of the team, then maybe upload a photo, which is not mandatory, but if I want, I can upload a photo, and then I can click on the create button and my team will get created. And let's say I want to I have some maybe friends or colleagues who I want to invite for this hackathon. All I have to do is I just have to send them a request by entering their email ID. Next is submissions. So if you click on idea submission, here are the instructions that you will get. For example, here is the template PPT that you can download. You can download this PPT, and according to the headers that are given in the PPT, for example, a brief idea about your hackathon, brief idea about your solution, then maybe the text tags that you have used, some unique selling point of your idea, how you are planning to solve one of the problem statement. All of the headers will be given here, so you just have to enter the solution based on what you have built, and then you can submit this PPT. So you can click on this download PDF button here, and the PDF will get downloaded. Next is you can select the problem statement that you have selected from here. Then a little brief about your idea, the USP of the idea that you have submitted. Is this your first hackathon? Maybe yes or no. And then if you have any prior experience in the logistic industry. So after you submit all of these questions, finally you can upload your PPT here, but in a PDF format like it has written here, and then click on save and your idea will get submitted. And after you have submitted your idea, like we talked about in the timeline section, we will shortlist, let's say, top 100 or top 200 teams who will go into the prototype development round. So once you have entered the prototype development round, then you have to click here and submit your final submissions. For that, the process is like the instructions are written here, and then these are the certain fields that you have to fill out. So this is the entire process. In any case, if you feel you have certain questions or concerns, this is the email ID through which you can reach out to us for any support or any queries that you may have. So this is the exact email ID, ulipsupport@hacktoscale.com, and we'll make sure that we get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. Great. So now to talk more about what NLDS is, what ULIP is, and how they are revolutionizing the logistics sector of India, we have a guest speaker with us. So he's Mohan Saini. He has over 10 years of experience in logistics and supply chain management, and he's the senior manager here at NLDSL. And he'll talk more about the NLDS and ULIP.
Thanks, Shweta. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Cool, thanks. So, good afternoon, everyone. To continue with this journey of your experience on Hackathon, we would be briefing you on what the company is all about and what are our flagship projects and how participating in Hackathon can have a two-way advantage both for the logistics as a sector and individual or company as a entity to participate in. So, to begin with, NICDC Logistics Services is a joint venture between Government of India, which is represented by NICDIT, which comes under DPIT, Ministry of Commerce and Industries, and Japanese IT firm NEC Corporation. So this company was formed basically on an Indo-Japanese collaboration, wherein we have a two of our flagship projects which are currently running in the market. Next slide, please. So the objective was to how ICT can be leveraged in the logistics sector to bring in the efficiency and reduce the cost. By doing so, we have been able to start our journey with one of our very interesting and successful project called Logistics Data Bank. In that project, basically, we are providing container visualization to all the EXIM containers across the major and the minor ports of India. So today, as on date, LDB is giving a container visualization to all the export import containers basis their arrival into the India and then departure from that. So basically tracking right from the port till the hinterland, and the return journey is tracked through one single platform known as ldb.co.in. We have a good 10 years of experience of running this project, and there is humongous data which is already helping the trade and the companies streamline their operations and the container visibility. Going forward, another of our marquee project, which happens to be ULIP, which is Unified Logistics Interface Platform. This was primarily launched by Honorable Prime Minister during the launch of National Logistics Policy. This project comes under the key initiative of PM Gati Shakti program, and this is primarily a digital gateway which enables any user who could be an entity as an organization or individual to access data from key ministries. So primarily, ULIP happens to be a middleware wherein 37 systems of the 10 key ministries are hashed onto the platform, and there are more than 1,000 users who are already utilizing those data to build applications around authentication, track and trace, and digitization. Not only the private entity, there are a lot of government entities who have been utilizing it to probably streamline their public distribution systems, manage their efficiencies, the warehousing corporation, and thereby leading to a logistics cost saving at a very enormous level. So ULIP, for which the hackathon was launched, and this is second of the hackathon which NLDS is conducting, is primarily working on 5 themes which Shweta has already briefed all of you. Going forward, Shweta, next slide, please. We know the last date to register is 25th October, and we would encourage each one of you to participate in all of those 5 themes across sustainability, across efficiency and track and trace, to probably submit your use cases and find out. This is first of the Ask Me session which we have scheduled today. There will be many more down the line once we come closer to the closing date, and we would encourage the users to keep asking questions, to clarify all your queries, and participate in numbers to make use of a two-way advantage here. One, definitely the attractive prize money, which is actually very nice, and then second would be the kind of experience you would be getting in one participation. An exposure to 10 key ministries of the government of India and the data sets would definitely be an added advantage in solving key problems, and then going forward to solve problems in the logistics sector.
Great. Thank you so much, Mohan. So now can we move forward to the questions
Yeah.
that the participants might have? Okay. So I'll present the questions here on the screen so that other participants who might have the same query, they'll also, get answered. Great. Okay. So the first question is from Vrishti, and she's asking, how can participants access the ULIP datasets and APIs? Are there any specific guidelines?
Thank you for this question. Essentially, after the registration and the idea submission process, well, there is a process wherein the user or the participant has to register on the Go ULIP website. Once you register on the Go ULIP website, you would be able to access all the data sets and the APIs basis the use case which you have submitted. So in this case, the use case could be a problem statement which has to be defined. So once the registration is successful, post the basic compliance, the companies or the user would be able to access the data sets across the 1800 data fields, and there are close to 118 APIs which are available. When it comes to the guidelines part of it, well, we would expect from the compliance point of view, since this is a key confidential data from the ministry, at least if this is an entity which is representing a organization, at least documents around PAN, GST, or a certificate of incorporation. And if it's in case a student or a user or a researcher, probably some entity from the institute would help us give the access to them for the usage and the further processing.
Great. Thank you so much. Next, we can move to, will participants have the access to industry mentors or experts during the hackathon, and how can they reach out for assistance? So, should I take this one?
Yeah, please. You may take it up.
Okay. So, like we are conducting this session, and like Mohan has also mentioned, that this is the first of many sessions that we will be hosting throughout this hackathon. So, we will be having like one specific session on problem statement explainer, and then maybe two or three more AMA sessions where you will have the, chance to ask the special guest speakers, like we have Mohan here from the NLDS team, from the people who are in this industry for few many years, and you can ask them the questions that you may have or any queries. And this is how the industry, you can connect with the industry mentors. And second, if you still feel that some of your questions or queries may be left unanswered by the end of the session, you can always reach out to the email support that we have provided, which is ulipsupport@hacktoScale.com. We will also drop the support email ID here in the comment as well, so that you can pick from there. Okay, so we can now move forward to the next question. Yes. Are there any participation certificates or rewards for all the participants, regardless of their final standing? So, Mohan, would you like to take this one, or should I?
Maybe I would like you to pitch in a later stage, but then yes, definitely, since we have a prize money. However, during the grand finale and during the stages just before that, we will be having certificates to be circulated to the top shortlisted ideas. And to add on to it, I think Shweta has already showcased the prize money, which is commensurating to each of the stages. But yes, during the grand finale, for the top five or maybe top 10, Shweta can clarify me here, we'll definitely have the accolades around certificates and the rewards.
Yes, yes, definitely. So we have like the prize money for top six teams, like we talked about, but for the top 10 or top 15 teams, based upon the quality of prototypes that we have received, we will give out certificates for the top valid ideas, of which the number might vary from 10 to 15. Like based upon the quality and the advanced stage that your product might exist. Great. So with this, we are moving to the next question, and which is, what happens to the projects developed during the hackathon, and will participants retain the ownership of their ideas? So I'll take this one. The ownership of the ideas will reside with the single, if it is a single member team, then within that member itself, or if you are submitting the idea in the form of a team, then the ownership will remain with the team only. Okay. So someone has asked for the website link to, we have provided them. Okay. So next question is, how important is the integration of ULIP APIs in participant solution, and what are the resources available to help with this integration? So Mohan, maybe you can take the first part, and with respect to resources, I can show them the website again where it is listed.
Sure. Again, if I bring on the learning curve from the hackathon 1.0, if the user is developing an application on a live environment, on a real basis environment, then it becomes imperative to have the access to the ULIP APIs. In such a case, once you register on the goulip.in, you submit your use case or the problem statements. The appropriate APIs commensurating to those problem statement would anyways be shared with you via the JSON format. So it becomes imperative in case you are developing a prototype in a live environment. However, if you are working on a dummy data sets, then probably a couple of APIs as a sample set would be shared with you to further develop your idea and then nurture into a full-time product development.
Great. And with respect to the steps on how to reach to the SOP and everything, I'll quickly present my screen again. And is it visible? Yes. So if you click on here, the submissions tab, and if you go to the prototype development and final submission section, in the instruction section, you will clearly find that participants must register at GoUlip, where the link is already embedded. So you can click on this link and register at the GoUlip platform. And then the second step is sign an NDA. And for the entire SOP, like what are the further steps and everything, you can click on ULIP SOP here, and I hope my screen is still visible. Yes. And here you will get the entire SOP of how you can register, how the next step is you can sign the NTA, and what are the certain steps for you to get the API. So the steps are mentioned in the submission section of the platform. Great. So now we can move to the next question. Okay. So here, the person is asking, how can participants keep in touch with the NLDS team for future events or collaboration? So Mohan, will you like to take this one?
So I presume if there is any requirement during the prototype creation phase, the email which has been shared by Shweta during the presentation can be accessed for reaching out to us. However, if there are some prototypes which are actually developing into solving real time problems, which we are sure with the kind of interest we have received from the participation, then during the finale or the subsequent ask me sessions, or even the fag end of this session, we can share our details, wherein you can get in touch with us. And probably maybe Shweta, we can have an email ID displayed in the presentation, wherein if they have any specific query, they can reach out to us for the integration, or probably for data access, whichever the case may be.
Definitely, yes, we can do that. And I mean, as far as the future events are conducted, if you are talking about what will happen after this hackathon, you can also always follow the NLDSL like LinkedIn page or maybe Twitter page. We will share those as well in the comment section, and they regularly post about what is happening, like what is the next event or what is the next session or maybe a panel discussion or something. So you can follow those page and keep yourself updated as to what is happening next in this domain. Okay. So the next question that we can take is, okay, if we want to submit the idea for multiple problem statement, do we need to submit one entry? So in that case, you will have to submit multiple entries because, like I presented the platform right now, at once you can only select one problem statement. So you cannot select multiple problem statement at once. So let's say you want to submit three ideas. You might have, three ideas which are addressing three of the problem statements. You can first select the first problem statement and then submit the idea, and similarly the second problem statement. If you think that your idea is solving two or three of the combined problem statement, then you can select any one which addresses the problem statement on a major level, and then in the PPT you can mention that your idea also talks about or also solves in the domain of this other problem statements as well. But if anyone wants to submit multiple ideas because they might have multiple projects or something, that is open. Okay. So next is with respect to how does NLDS envision the future of logistics in India post this hackathon, especially in relation to sustainability and innovation. So Mohan, would you like to take this one?
Yeah, sure. So again, in continuation to our learning ground from the Hackathon 1.0, we had seen that organizations such as Super Procure and FreightFox were the winners in that. So the kind of application which they have developed, they have been able to monetize the application, and probably the data sets have evolved since then. So probably we know the data sets could be focused around track and trace, sustainability, or probably digitization. But then there are many innovative use cases which are coming up, which are not only supporting in increasing the efficiency in the logistics sector. However, the prime objective of reducing the cost is being fulfilled by them as well. So we know during the last hackathon, one of the companies did develop a application around how could we reduce the empty miles of the container or a truck in that case. So I'm sure with cases like digitization, with cases like sustainability, the users would be able to utilize their data to probably help the last mile user or even the line haul user develop routes which could have less of carbon emissions, and probably also make them identify the best route for the optimizations. So these are the few which are very essential to take it forward. When it comes to the future of the logistics, would like to somehow sync the objective of hackathon with what the government of India is envisaging. So every state is in the process to create a state logistics policy where they are aiming to reduce the logistics cost, uh, improve India's ranking in logistics performance index, which has actually improved drastically in the last 10 years from 70 plus to 35 today. And then the last is to create a digitally driven data ecosystem. So once we have hackathons wherein a large set of data sets is shared with the user entity, they're able to come up with innovative solutions. I would just like to touch upon one use case here, which had somehow come during one of the workshops which NLDS has held during the month of May. So one of the entity requested that uh, there are a lot of black spots in India where accidents keep on occurring. So why don't you give a visibility onto the ULIP, wherein if somebody has to plan a route from location A to location B, we get to have a real-time visibility on which are the accident-prone areas. So probably over there, the driver can be more cautious in his speed, or probably the kind of driver behavior the company has to measure at the back end. So all those innovation has somehow developed during the sessions, events, workshops we keep conducted with strata such as the community in the hackathon. So our request would be to please focus on the entire breadth of the data sets here, which starts right from the logistics to manufacturing to finance to port and shipping to even many more, such as the coordinates of fuel stations and the warehouses across the India. Keep developing problem statements which could hit the core of logistics. However, for focusing on the periphery of other industrial sectors which could help us in the economy and the GDP growth as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mohan. Next, this is I think very simple. How can participants troubleshoot issues related to API? So, you can always reach out to us at the support email ID that we have shared, and maybe provide some screenshot or a video recording that will help us understand more about what exactly the issue is that you are facing, and the team will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. Next is, I saw in the website that the whole hackathon process is online and only the finale is offline. So is it mandatory? Yes, I mean, if you are one of the top shortlisted top 10 or top 15 teams, then you will get invited, and it is mandatory to show up at the offline finale and present your idea to the jury members. Okay, next is how many companies are currently using ULIP APIs? So I think Mohan can give a, maybe a number of how many ministries are currently using the APIs.
ULIP as a digital gateway is primarily having 1,000 plus users which are already registered onto that. These comprises of the entire large conglomerates, startups, and the logistics service providers. Apart from that, we have a lot of government agencies who have started utilizing this as well. So, close to 11 state public distribution departments are already integrated on the ULIP, and they are utilizing the APIs to access to driver by verification and the vehicle verification through the ULIP APIs. So when it comes to a number of companies, there are 1,000 plus companies who have submitted 800 plus use cases, and they've already developed 150 odd applications utilizing the ULIP APIs to help them drive efficiency and reduce cost.
Great. So I think with this we have covered most of the questions. And so Mohan, before you take off, I just wanted to ask if you can, talk a little about the last time winners of this hackathon of 1.2. I can quickly present my slide. And yes, how ULIP has helped them to gain more traction and revenue and everything.
So again, when it comes to the top three winners of the last year hackathon, Freight Fox was one of them, who have been utilizing the ULIP API since the day one. So they had utilized the data around FASTag, Vahan Sarthi, and the e-way bill, and they have been able to develop applications which is helping them probably augment and enhance their transportation network. So we know during any end-to-end transportation route, the major chunk of the time and the cost revolves around the line haul or the mid haul, which we call as. So they have been able to develop a network which resolves around circular transportation, which has been able to reduce the empty miles of the vehicle, and thereby reducing their cost and increasing the efficiency. So this is one of a typical use case which has been implemented in the industry for the route optimization part. However, in this specific hackathon, we will look forward to use cases or the problem statement submitted around sustainability, digitization, and how data-driven ecosystem can create more of applications both for the researchers as well as for the industry.
Great.
And to note on, they did have a revenue growth of close to 3x during their learning curve and accessing ULIP APIs.
Great. Thank you. So I think with this, yes, so with this, we have come to a close. And thank you so much, Mohan, for your time and answering so many queries from the participants and highlighting what, how Frightfox has clocked their revenue three times more with the help of the first edition of ULIP Hackathon. And I hope it inspires more of the startups and professionals to participate, register their idea, as well as gain traction through this hackathon. And thank you so much for our participants as well for joining. For anyone who still feels that some of their maybe queries or questions are left unanswered, you can always reach out to us, and we'll be there to guide you. So, again, thank you so much, Mohan, and thank you to all our participants.
Thank you everyone.